Hello and welcome to this episode of the Workation Lab podcast. I'm Tobias, CEO of Workation Lab, and I'm excited to have you here today. In this podcast, we dive into how digital tools, creative strategies, and powerful local stories can create real business value. In today's episode, we'll explore how different regions in Japan have used local revitalization to transform small towns through tourism, culture, and community innovation. Let's start with the islands of the Seto Inland Sea. Years ago, many of these islands were struggling. The population was aging, young people had left, and there was little economic activity. So what did they do? They launched the Setouchi Triennale, a major international art festival that transformed abandoned schools and homes into art spaces. Artists created installations across the islands. Visitors came not just to see art, but to walk through rice fields, travel by ferry, and stay in artist-designed houses. The result was incredible. These islands became global destinations. Local products like olive oil and soy sauce were rebranded as artisanal goods. Setouchi became a place where people experience both culture and everyday life. This coming July, my friend and I are actually planning a trip to Setouchi ourselves. We'll be renting a car in Okayama, then heading to Shin Okayama Port to take a ferry to Shodoshima, one of the most well-known islands in the region. Shodoshima is another great example of local revitalization. Famous for its soy sauce heritage and olive farms, it has become a creative destination filled with art trails, scenic coastal roads, and beautifully restored villages. After exploring the island, we're planning to take a ferry to Takamatsu Port, then drive all the way back to Okayama across the majestic Seto Ohashi Bridge. I'm really looking forward to that drive. I believe the scenery along the way is going to be amazing. Now let's visit the Goto Islands in Nagasaki Prefecture. Like many remote areas in Japan, Goto faced serious depopulation. But instead of focusing only on tourism, the local government saw an opportunity in remote work. They launched a workcation program to invite professionals to live and work temporarily on the islands. Shared workspaces were built. Local guides were trained to give eco and cultural tours in multiple languages. Visitors could relax, work, and experience authentic island life. Getting to the Goto Islands is already a special part of the journey. You can take a domestic flight to Fukue Airport on Fukue Island. From Fukuoka Airport, the flight takes about 40 minutes. From Nagasaki Airport, it's even shorter, just around 30 minutes. If you prefer to travel by sea, you have a few options. From Nagasaki Port, the high-speed ferry takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes. But if you're coming from Fukuoka, you can take a ferry from Hakata Port to Fukue Port, which takes around 8.5 hours. It's a much longer trip, but for some, the ocean journey is part of the experience. Personally, I've been to Goto 3 times already. Through these visits, I've had the chance to get involved in some pilot local revitalization projects that connect Taiwan and Japan. We explored ways for cross-cultural collaboration between communities, combining tourism, design, and digital storytelling. It was through these projects that I became connected to local people, including public officials at the Goto City office, who are now aware of our efforts to bring Taiwanese perspectives into their island development. One of my closest friends, Lois Hashimoto, is part of this story too. She's originally from Taiwan and is now married to a local from Goto. Together, they turned an old women's clinic on Fukui Island into a cozy and creative guest house called Goto Times. It's a beautiful place filled with character and care, where guests can truly feel what life is like on the island. So if you ever get the chance to visit Goto, please stop by Goto Times. Lois and her family will welcome you like old friends. And hopefully, through these growing Taiwan-Japan collaborations, more and more Taiwanese travelers will discover the beauty of Goto for themselves. What I've learned from visiting places like Shodoshima and the Goto Islands is this. Local revitalization is not just about saving a place. It's about rediscovering what makes a place meaningful and finding creative ways to share that meaning with the world. Sometimes it starts with art on a quiet island. Sometimes it's a ferry ride that leads you to unexpected stories. Sometimes it's a guest house born from a renovated building filled with warmth and intention. And sometimes it starts with someone like you, someone who believes their hometown has something valuable to offer. Whether you're from Vietnam, Taiwan, or elsewhere, I hope today's episode encourages you to look again at your roots. The next big idea might not come from far away. It might already be waiting in your own community, ready for you to give it a voice. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Workation Lab podcast. If you enjoyed this story, feel free to follow, subscribe, and share it with a friend who believes in meaningful travel, local stories, or building something authentic. You can find more updates on Facebook by searching for Workation Lab, or feel free to connect with me personally through my account, Kongwei Tobias Wang. And if you happen to be traveling to Japan around mid-July, especially to Kyushu, Shodoshima, or Okayama, feel free to reach out. we might just cross paths along the way. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop telling the story of where you come from.